Hey everybody. Uh, I ain't gonna be on here long. I just wanted to chat for a few minutes. I'm trying to work on a new thing for YouTube here. See if I can't get it straightened out. Uh, no, I just want to come on and talk about a little bit about the paranormal, what we got going on for next for this coming up weekend. Friday we got the ghost hunt after the cookout. We are going to Thor Road. Try to do few investigations there. My cousin's going to be coming with us over there, so we're going to try to see what we can get started up on investigations, especially at the bridge, and maybe at the other location that we're planning on going to, what we call Peggy's house. We might do the cemetery. I don't know, just according on how much time we have after the cookout, because we're gonna be there probably at about way into the night anyway. So who knows what we get going on. Uh, we do have another investigation for Saturday. It's just gonna be me, my dad, and maybe my cousin and my aunt. We're gonna do a family investigation. It probably will be private. We won't go live with it. Uh, so that's what I've got figured out on that. We're just going to spend time. I don't get to see my cousins very lot. My cousin and my aunt, I don't get to see them very lot. So we're going to try to just do a full day hanging out with them all day Saturday, because they'll be going home on Sunday, and we'll just go from there and see what we might go live, or we might kick up a little show or something. I don't know yet. It's just going on what my cousin wants to do. Uh, that's pretty much all I really got to say. I didn't know if anybody wanted to talk about paranormal or anything. I just, like I say, that I just wanted to come on here and work on this YouTube page a little bit, tweak it up a little. Maybe we'll find something there to go out with here. If there's anybody that has anything you want to talk about, just let me know. We'll talk about something there towards the paranormal. We we got a investigation to do at for Halloween. It's going to be on the same place, Thor Road. We got 3 or 4 people that wants to go that's never done an investigation, so we're going to try to get them hooked up on that, and maybe we'll get a couple other people into the paranormal and see how they progress with their investigation, see how they do their see what kind of technique that they will use and stuff like that. uh, I do like using different types of equipment when I go to investigations. Hey there, Vicky, glad you stopped by. uh, I'm gonna try to do a lot of different things with the show. It is going to be still about be paranormal, but we're going to start moving over into different areas of the paranormal, such as uh, the skeptic part. We will do a show about skeptics and what they and bring one on and get their opinion on about the paranormal and stuff like that. But that's going to be down the road for a little while, and then the other one thing I got thing about doing is bringing some cooler guests on for the show, such as Ron Fitzgerald. I'm going to end up bringing him back. I know the last time that we had him on, everybody wanted to see some magic, but he didn't have nobody to hold his camera for him to do it. He can't do it by himself like that because he's got to have both his hands, and you'll want to see the full body when he does his shows because he does a lot moving around and stuff. I hope y'all went and checked him out the other night on YouTube and everything. Checked his channel out. He does have a great show. He does do crazy things that I wouldn't ever think about doing. My favorite one that he did when he eat the razor blades. That was my favorite video he did. How you been doing, Vicky? Been doing all right? I I know y'all come in my channels a lot and my shows and talk, and I appreciate you coming in and helping out a lot. Oh, okay, I've been busy. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've been up against it all day today. I've been uh, trying to get things done. I finally finished washing the house today, and that was a big process to do. I didn't go through StreamYards or nothing like that tonight. I just went strictly through YouTube. I didn't even get to do it on Facebook or nothing like that. Uh, I'm thinking about just doing the talk show through Parapost Network Central on Facebook and not use the Facebook page and do it through YouTube. I might end up going over through either Instagram or TikTok or Twitch one. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna try different platforms out and see what is the best for that. Go Eagles. That was my house. Yeah, I started it uh, Tuesday. Yeah, I started it last Tuesday. No. It was last Thursday when I was off. I started it and I got to finish it today. The Eagles kicked the Vikings' butt. Oh yeah. Uh, I know Cowboys won. That was pretty awesome. Uh, no, they didn't either win. They lost. My bad. No, they won. No, they did win last night. They lost the first one. See, my mind ain't setting right today for some reason. Uh, yeah, I didn't know if any y'all had any ideas for the show. If y'all want to, just let me know. I want to try something different. You look tired. Yeah, I am wore out. I got a lot of stuff to do the next couple of days. I gotta get caught up for Friday. Friday we got our group cookout and going buying all the food and stuff, and storing it until Friday. So I gotta work Wednesday and Thursday. It's a long process, and then I gotta get everybody together. I hope everybody comes that says they're going to come. I still yet got to talk to some of the people at work that's going to be coming. Got to get them the address and everything. So that's pretty much what got me wore down, cleaning the house and worrying about the cookout. We will be going live probably during the cookout. I'm not sure yet. I know we won't be going live for the investigation. We might, but I don't know. I don't know how many people we're going to have with us that's staying over, and we're going to be out all night long. So I don't know exactly what we got going on from that. I know me and my dad and my cousin and my aunt, maybe about 4 or 5 more other people might be going. So I don't know if we go live or not. It's just going on what they want to do, if they want to be on camera and stuff like that. But where we be going is a very, very cool place. Like I said, they found 18 bodies on that road, and they all was buried in a shallow grave and things like that. So it's going to be very interesting. Plus, I'm going to have some new people on that road, and not just me and my dad and Joseph. We're going to have some couple new people there, and they might can draw energy to help out with an investigation and stuff like that. No, I hadn't done a group show yet. I'm planning on doing one. It's just my problem is my team is half in North Carolina and half in Virginia, and it's kind of hard for us to get together. Which we do have 2 locations anyway. I'm running the North Carolina office, I guess you would say, and then my cousin is running the Virginia office. So we got 2. I'm thinking about opening up another one and getting somebody to be in charge of it, but I don't know yet. It might just be just me and my cousin be the main groups and stuff like that. But I never dreamed that it was going to get like this. It does take a lot away from the family and stuff like that. So that's the reason why we are doing the appreciation cookout for our family members, to show them that we appreciate them letting us going out and doing what we like to do, love to do, and stuff like that. And our supporters is going to be there, such as Dwayne Baker. Y'all see him in the chats a lot. Him and his wife will be coming, and I am going to get him on camera. That's my goal. He's been one of my good friends for as long as I can remember. Then same here, 3 here by me, 45 minutes to an hour away. Oh yeah, that's the thing. From my cousin and my aunt to get to me is 2.5 hour away. Our other office is in Roanoke, Virginia. That's not too far from the beach area. I mean, it's about like 4 or 5 hours, but still, it's for me to get to her. It's like 2, maybe 2.5, according on how the traffic is. Uh, it's just a hard to get everybody together. But I am going to try to do it this weekend. I've got, let's see, me, my dad, our photographer is Michael. We call him the tape boy because we need a piece of tape. Here he comes running. Um, my cousin Shasta, her daughter, gave him that nickname. Uh, then I got, let's see, my cousin Shasta. She's one of my main people in the group. She's one of my main officers. I do ours as a like a military thing. Since we are cops, she is an officer also. We do have lives outside of paranormal. Oh yeah, I know. Uh, it's just that we just like doing different things, and it's hard to get everybody together. I work. My cousin, she's got one or two kids in school, and it's kind of hard for them to travel like that, or I think her daughter's just almost in school now or something. I don't know. They all growed up so fast, I can't keep up with none of them. Uh, Different things. Then I got my aunt. She's another one of my main officers. She does the evidence. She goes over all the evidence, and she's like the tech of all the stuff that she finds. Then we'll go back as a group and look at it before we give it to the people that we are investigating for, or whatever, or put on video to show people. But we always go over it once or twice before we do any kind of posting or anything like that. And then I got my buddy Joseph. Y'all have seen him in a lot of my videos. He's one of our historian people. He does a lot of research for us and help us find out about the location and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. That was 6 or something like that. 5 or 6. We did have about 7 to 8, and a couple of them uh, don't do much, so I think they just dropped out. My buddy I worked with, but I think he might be trying to come back with us. My buddy Mark, if he comes back, he'll be all right. I think he probably will start doing more. Then I'll start giving him a little bit more responsibilities and stuff like that if he wants to do it. Then I got my junior investigator, is my cousin's daughter. A lot of house of footage to analyze some things you don't see on TV. Laughing loud. Oh yeah, you're right about that. That's like I've always said. We've done the clinic so many times. I still got footage on the DVR system that I hadn't even had a chance to get over. Uh, it's just so much to do, and it does wear you out sitting there in front of that thing 4 or 5 hours to look at. I don't know, 100 some hours worth of video at each time. You got 4 cameras, and if you're there 5, 6, 7 hours a night at a different location, and you have 4 cameras to 8 cameras, that's a lot of hours you got to sit through and watch. And you can't just get up in the middle of one video you're watching and go get you a drink and come back, and you have to stop, and then sometimes you have to go back and rewind and stuff like that just to try to get back into notion to watching it. And I've got a whole lot of stuff that I got to go through. And then my part I hate doing is taking down the cameras and putting up the cameras and on location. Then you have to take them out, go back around, take them all down, wind up all the cords. There's a lot going into that. It takes us almost an hour and a half to set up 4 cameras at the clinic, and it's not even that big. And there's about like 7, 8, 9 rooms in that building, and we use 4 cameras to cover the main rooms. And we can get there at 7, and we don't leave till about 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's a lot of hours on just on 4 cameras. Yeah, being the times thought my eyeballs was going to pop out of my head and roll across the floor. Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy to sit there and do all that. I don't see how some of them people on TV, how they get all theirs set up fast as they do. They have to go in there the day before and prepare all that stuff. Ain't no way in the world they can do all that in an hour or two and then start investigating for 4 or 5 hours, then go turn around and go back and take it all back down. That's a little crazy. So to me, I always think that they always go in there the day before and set everything up. Like say we went to the battleship of North Carolina down in Wilmington. That's a big place. I seen TAPS on TV investigate. They went and set cameras up. That's a big place. They have people help. You just don't see it. Yeah, I imagine they do. It's because I know when we went and I was going to set my cameras up at the battleship this past time we went, and there's no way we could get all that done. I had 4 cameras with me, and they wasn't enough cord to hook each camera up to the system. My system came with a 60-foot cords, all 4 of them. There, I'm going to need anywhere from 1,000 foot of cords to 1,500 foot. I mean, that's just how long that battleship is, especially when you set up a command center somewhere. And if you set where we was at, you couldn't get the cameras past the door because that's where the cord runs out at. Then all you got just a hallway, and I couldn't get into the little area where, like the sick bay and where they have the operating room and stuff like that, and the eating area, the little lunchroom area. That was a little far because you had to go down a deck for one of those areas, and just didn't have enough cords and couldn't go to the place where they had the torpedo hit. And that was a crazy area. But I don't know if I can build my own cords for the cameras. I might could. I know they sell 250 foot cords wired to put the ends on and fix them up that way, but I have to, and that's going to cost a lot of money for that. Maybe I can go get some made somewhere and have the same type of ends put on them. Maybe that will work for us. I would love to set up all 8 cameras one time. That would be crazy. We just spend right at 400 on our wireless 4 camera system. Yeah, I would love to have the wireless ones, but places we go to don't even have uh, any kind of, I don't know, do you have to have internet for the wireless cameras? Because I know some of the cameras that we can get here that you can run them off your phone, and the only way to do that is have the app, and you got to have good, steady internet service to get them go. It took a while to get the money up for it. Oh yeah, I know that. It took us a year to get our stuff. Uh, we got 4 cameras system, and it was right at 300 for ours. Uh, but my dad, we went back to the same place we went to, and they had one on clearance where somebody had brought back. So we picked up 4 more cameras and 4 more sets of wires, and my box is still good. So I can actually hook up 8 cameras to my box. So now I seen one online that it comes with 24 cameras. There ain't no way in the world I can sit there and look at 24 cameras. That that would just but it was like $1,000 some for that though. So there ain't no way in the world I do that. It's bad enough setting up 4. I can't imagine setting up 20. We'll have every square inch of the clinic covered if we had that many cameras. We'll have a couple left over and probably have to put them in the bathroom. We'll be running out of areas, putting even outside, and we'll have outside filled up all the way around the house. But that's the only bad downfall about our cameras. It is through the cords, but at the same time, when it messes up, I can go to that cord and I can fix it and prepare the ends or something other. I just ain't never been too big on the things where it says wireless because, uh, like the clinic, we do have internet over there, but it is so choppy that we couldn't even hardly do a live that night. Every time we did a live, it went out. Couldn't get nothing going right. So I probably won't be going live there in November when we go. Ours works off of DVR antenna signal. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I might have to look into that then. We got our DVR system has it don't work off of any kind of thing. You just plug it in and hook it up to the monitor, then run your cords all to the DVR box, and then it runs into the monitor, and you can see it that way. But there's another way that you can do it, and I can watch it on my phone, but I had to have the app, and then the app you had to pay for it, and then you have to have good internet service to get it switched from there over to your phone. While we're investigating, I can watch it on the phone while uh, I'm sitting upstairs in the hallway at the clinic or something there, and we got our base system setting up down in the kitchen. Nobody ever goes into the kitchen and investigates that much, so that's where we just fixed it up at. Plus, it's warmer in the wintertime when you don't want to be sitting outside in a foot of snow watching the cameras. that place is hot in the summertime, and that place is cold in the wintertime. I'm thinking, I'm gonna talk to my dad, see if we can't get a couple of those little heaters to put in, plug them up into the kitchen area, and when we go down take a break, we can get warmed up. If no electricity to plug into, have car batteries and inverts. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We got most places we go has electricity, but except for like Peggy's house over on Thor Road, uh, or the cemeteries, we don't normally have electricity. Uh, so we don't normally set cameras up at the cemetery or nothing like that. I'm just afraid to hook our camera system up to the batteries. I figure it might, uh, they might draw a lot of the energy and might blow the cameras or something other, and that's a lot of money to pay back to get more cameras. But they do have uh, converter boxes to do that with. But I ain't that smart in electrical, so I don't know how to build none of that stuff. I want to try to learn how to build some of it and help other people and show them how to build it and help out other teams with that. Because me and my dad, we went to this one place up here where we live at, and they actually got a thing that you can plug up and it lasts for like 8 to 10 hours to 12 hours, something like that. And I can plug the camera system in it and maybe one radio charger so we can charge our radios or something like that. Outside investigation, use camera cords, not. Oh yeah, camcorders. Yeah, that's what we normally do. I've got two. I've got one. My dad's got one. Hey there. I'm glad you got to stop by on the beat. But yeah, we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 cameras counting our phones. Well, 12 counting our phones. And I use the phone to stream on, so I use it as the get on the YouTube or the Facebook, however we want to stream on. And then our SLS camera, I got to rebuild it. It's I got to do something to that tablet. It don't hold charge. I bought a battery pack the other day from Walmart, and maybe I can rig that up on top of it to use as a system for the charge the iPad. We use protectors all the time, surge protectors all the time to help protect cameras from blowing. Oh yeah. See, I don't know too much about all that stuff. I'm scared to try it because I'm afraid I will mess up something, or then I had to go back and find the camera. Then they probably discontinued my luck. That's the way everything else does. You get hooked on something there and start getting it, and then they discontinue it, and you can't never get it. But I really want to go back and get another set of cameras and have 2 DVR systems going. But I think my cousin says she's got one with 4 cameras, then I've got one with 4 cameras. Well, I got one with 8 cameras now. So that is 12. And then I got my handheld night vision camera. My dad's got his handheld night vision, and my aunt and my cousin, they got theirs. So we actually got everything going pretty good so far. It's just my SLS camera is what I'm mainly concerned about, because that thing, it costs a lot to get it made, costs a lot to keep it going, because you gotta buy a new iPad or something and then get the system fixed on it so you can record on it and post it and stuff like that. Because I've seen that thing actually work, and I've seen it mapped out something other that you can't explain, and it needs to be uh, recorded so we can take the information off of it and put it on a card and download it on the computer and do it that way. Hey there, Skull Man. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. JG420. Yeah, that's like I said, though, that's mainly what we've got. Then our little recorders are. I keep forgetting to put my phone on airplane mode when I use it in investigations. When investigating. Oh yeah, I keep mine off airplane mode. Really, nobody ever calls me much anymore, so uh, I just leave mine on. Because most time when I take mine on airplane mode, I can't stream StreamYards or go on YouTube or nothing like that when we go live. It's just something about it. I don't know. We call you. Yeah, nobody likes me no more, so they don't call me no more. Now my phone, I don't ever hardly answer my phone no more much. It's just people text me or Facebook Messenger, and that's about it. I talk to my cousin on there once in a blue moon. No one really calls me either. Yeah, but yeah, sometimes my wife will call me. I'll be like, "Hey, I'm in an investigation. I'll call you when I get a chance." And it ain't but 2 minutes after I say that, phone rings. Uh, which I don't mind it. It's just I want to try to hurry up and get done right quick, and hurry up and video and get everything done and over with. And you get a phone call, then you get off sidetracked on everything else. My handheld, you got to plug your mic in on top of it, and then you got that little cord thing, and you plug it in on the side. I keep forgetting plugging mine in. I always use the camera, and then I keep forgetting to plug it in. Then when I do remember plugging, I forget to cut the mic on. I got all that stuff I got to remember, and I've sat there done talk and spilled the beans and everything. And next thing I know, I forgot I had camera wasn't even running or wasn't even recording at the time or something. The mic wasn't on. The last time it was all investigation. If in airplane mode won't interfere with equipment like the K2 meter or EMF detector. Oh yeah, I got where I don't hardly use the K2 meter anymore. Uh, I really don't think that it really works all that good. The only time I really use the K2 if I'm at the cemetery, and especially like at my family cemetery or at that big one where we went inside that mausoleum at night. Them's the only two places I really use the K2. I got where I don't really trust it inside of a house anymore, not unless the house don't have electricity. Because every little thing will set it off, such as your microwave, your uh, cook stove, your range, whatever you want to call it, your refrigerator, uh, TV, your radio. If you got like an AM and FM radio, the older style, they will give it off. If you still use the old TV, the square box TVs, that will set it off. It about bust your lights out. Uh, thing and like power boxes, power cords, and stuff like that. All that stuff will set it off. People say some of that stuff don't, but it does because I've went around and I've checked everything in my house with it. Uh, it's just crazy how all that stuff works. So yeah, I don't use K2 meter that much anymore or the EMF detectors. I don't really trust that much far as if now if I don't stream, if I don't video it and put it on YouTube or Facebook or something, I might use it, but I don't like to record and then put it on Facebook or YouTube because it will not download. It will show it wasn't there. But I'm gonna go get me a camera soon, and where I can stream off of it right straight to YouTube. They got some that you can do that with now, and you can go night vision with it as you're recording on it and all that. So I think that would be pretty interesting to have that option to do that. And I think you can actually hook up the SLS camera to it too, and you can do it that way. Yeah, I had one done the same thing like that. You remember the old TVs, the black and white TVs, where you had opening little doors and the TV screen looked like it was round? Uh, I investigated a old place that had one of those in it, and they said it wasn't plugged up, but it still uh, set that thing off because the tubes in it. Yep, I would hear phone calls on the one I had. old TV. Yeah, my cousin, that big screen TV they had that time, they can watch TV, and somebody was to call their house, it'll pop up and let on TV and let them know who's calling. Yeah, they tune on it. Yeah, we never had nothing like that much. I've heard of those cameras before. Yeah, my cousin's actually got one, and I want to go get me one since I do a lot for the YouTube stuff like that, and try to do different camera settings on it more than what my camera's got. I would show you my camera, but it's out in the truck, and I don't feel like about going out there getting it. But that's really what. Let's see. Doesn't it have to have a hotspot? Yeah, my I don't know if my camera has to have a hotspot or not. I don't know too much about it. I never went into the settings on it to see. I'm scared. Well, I got it set up now. I'm scared I'll mess it up. Uh, but I do want to have it where it stream like that. And plus, I don't even know how to get my hotspot on my phone to work. I've tried it, and now after I tried it the other day, I don't know how to get back into it where it says hotspot. So I just said, forget it. If it wants us to record there at that place, we can. If it wants us to go live, I want to do live all the way through at my family cemetery without messing up where I want to be at in the cemetery, but it won't let me do it. It'll start out fine, and once about into 5 or 6 minutes of the video, it'll just cut out. And I've got good signal. It just won't let me film there. Every time I mash record, go live on YouTube, it'll just stop. It won't do nothing. But when I go back out of everything and I can make a phone call and I got full signal, I don't understand why it just takes so much to do that on the YouTube or the Facebook. What is y'all's? Y'all hang on 1 second, okay? Just hang on. Sorry, y'all. I had to take a phone call right quick. Uh, been thinking about maybe trying to get a camera. Uh, yeah, that's what I've been talking about. One of those cameras where I can stream to YouTube and it don't affect everything. My handheld camera I got now, it don't stream to YouTube. It just uh, I thought about a camera to instead of my phone. Yeah, I got see my camera now, you had to put a card in it, the memory card, then you take it out and then you put it in your laptop or your regular computer and download it to YouTube or Facebook or whatever you want to stream it to and do it that way. But it's hard when your computer don't have no areas to put the card in at. Then you gotta buy a card reader and it works only half the time. So I can just get one of them and I can just go ahead and stream, put it on there and forget all about it and go on about my business. But I love using my phone. My phone's got takes good videos. It just sometimes it gets aggravating. But I don't know if y'all saw the show last night, but I did get a letter from Well, not a letter, but it's mail from Devil Dog. And that's the card he had in there. This land is your land. He is a Marine. He's out since '93, I think he said, or something like that. And that's what he had wrote in it. Says him and Belt Loop, both of them, they pick on each other all the time, and they're funny on the chats when you get them on, when they come up on the chats and everything. This is the show that they do, Good Cop, Bad Dog. That is crazy. I love that show. And this here is Devil Dog sticker. His new logo that he had done for him. United States Marine Corps. So he's awesome. I'll try to watch him every chance I get as possible. And there's one of the Belt Loops stickers. It looks like a bucket of fried chicken. And there's the other one. And here's it, one more of Belt Loop 29. It's funny watching them too when they get on shows and stuff like that. If I was y'all, I'll go check them out. They're really, really funny. They do give you a shout outs and stuff. It's really, really crazy how they get along and stuff like that. It's real fun to watch them. I enjoy watching them more than I do the shows and stuff like that. He sent me one before. I am doing a sticker board like everybody else is starting to do. So I'm gonna put those on that sticker board for long. I've already got one of the Devil Dogs on there, and my buddy from Washington State that does baseball card videos. Those two are always at each other, even in other chats. Oh yeah, I just love watching them too. They are really, really funny. They come in on my show that night when I done the giveaway, and I watched a video that where Devil Dog had put up about mail call and stuff, and where his wife won that other lamp. He was giving Belt Loop 29 a down the road that day. I got so tickled at him. He said, "My wife won this, not Belt Loop." That was so funny. But that felt yeah, you just have to understand them to get them to get what they're doing. I think they're just really, 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 really good friends, and that's pretty cool. I like that. I was going to say something else. Forgot what it was. Hey, Vicky, one of these days I might get you come up on for a show if you don't mind. If you want to be on the cop show, uh, help promote your team out, your group, uh, all your channels and links and stuff where they can contact you and stuff. That is, if you're interested in it. I'm gonna try to get some other people on here too. I don't care. Just give me a little notice. Okay, I appreciate it. Like I said, between now and end of the year, every Sunday is open. That's when I do my shows. Sunday nights at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday is open between now and next year. Well, between now and end of the year, I should say. Because next year in January, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to bring guests on, but it's going to be very small selection. We're gonna try to do something different with um, Ron Ron Fitzgerald. I'm gonna bring him back on. We had a really good time the other night with him. He was very interesting with it, but if we didn't get to do the magic show, he didn't have nobody do the cameras for him, helping with his camera work. I do have October the 9th filled up because Irene is supposed to come back on for that night. But I'm going to try to get a couple people on the show too that really is big into skeptic part of don't believe in the paranormal, think we shouldn't be messing with them and stuff like that. I will be bringing on somebody that's big in the spirit boards, which I don't deal with spirit boards, but I want people to understand about the spirit boards. Uh, I won't have one with me, but whoever comes on, they can do whatever they want, open up in their own place. That's them, not me. Got enough of crazy stuff happening. Lay something down, and turn around, it's gone. But I think the cat's got it though. And my pig one, you lay something down, my pig, he'll take off with it. Yeah, I do mean Ouija boards. I don't do Ouija boards or any other kind of spirit boards. I don't either. Did once, and that was enough. That was the same thing with me. I done it one time, didn't like the results, and never fooled with it again. Spirit boards. Yep, I never have. Yeah, I really don't think you should if you ain't never done it, because if you don't know how to open them, if you open them up, there's a certain way you got to close them, and that's my problem. I don't know how to close them. And there's some people think there's nothing happens with them, nothing's wrong with them, but after talking to my cousins that time, they told me a story that it'll make your skin crawl. And all three of them will tell you the same story. You can be in the three different states, one in the West Coast, one in the middle of the country, and others on the East Coast. And you can ask all three of them the same question, and they don't know which question that you're going to ask them. And they all will give you the same straight answers, word for word. And they never talk to each other until after you ask them the question. There's an online one now too. Oh, really? I I never really mess with nothing like that. I don't really particular like to mess with the spirit boards or Ouija boards, whatever you want to call it. I have investigation had to be done because of them. Yeah, the night that I had rushed my dad to the hospital, uh, we was doing a house that had some of that stuff in it that people been messing with on an online board. How is that supposed to work? I don't know. I didn't know that there's anything such as online Ouija boards, but it's a site though. Oh, okay. That must be something there where they play with your mind or something else. They always stay away from it. Yeah, I do. My cousin now, I all three of them. Yeah, there's. I would probably believe all three of them if they would tell it, but they all those cousins was at uh, our aunt's house, and one of them's mama's house, and they all those little ones, we didn't do nothing. We just played, just regular playing, and all the bigger kids was in the room in there and messing with a spirit board like it shouldn't be doing, and they laid one of them like a survival knives in the middle of the board, and they was all messing with it, and they said that thing shot straight up in the air and turned, and the door opened up going outside, and it went and stuck in the porch post outside of the house. And all three of them will swear to it. I mean, that's how. And if it's just one will tell me, I wouldn't believe it as much. But all three of them will tell you the same exact story. Like if I asked one right now, then wait a year and ask the other one, and they don't know that what I asked the first cousin, he'll tell me the same thing word for word, and they wouldn't be speaking to each other for 2 years, 3 years, or something. I mean, that's how accurate their story is. And people and my aunts and my uncles and stuff, they was in the kitchen right off the living room there. They was in the kitchen playing cards, and they didn't even know anything was going on. So how could that happen? There's some crazy stuff come out of that thing. And now ever since then they don't really speak of it not unless somebody actually asks them about it. And I've asked them 2 or 3 times about it, and they hesitate on telling you what happened, but they will tell you what happened. I think it scared them up so bad that they never did do it no more, and they never did play with it no more. So I'll probably do a show about that also. Scary. Yeah, that was scary. Can you imagine? They was always like uh 15, 16 years old, 17, somewhere like that. Probably not even that old. But that's they'll tell you that story just like it was yesterday, and I mean they was crazy. No shit. Yeah, they like I said though, they will always tell that story. I can ask them right now, and in 10, 15 years, if they still alive, they will tell the same story word for word, and they never forget it. And I think if they hadn't like memory lapse or something, there, they'd probably still tell you same thing if they wasn't even in the right mind or something. I mean, that's how, and they will get that serious look on their face too when they tell it. I mean, that's how scared they got. Uh, it was interesting talking to them about it though. I don't, and we're going to start talking about seances and stuff like that, and how people uh, get into doing that stuff. Personally, I don't know if I'll ever get into something like that, but I will do research on things and get all that stuff squared away. But other than that, I probably won't never try anything like that. But I have got some great ideas, and I'm gonna probably when I go to bed tonight, and I'll probably Google some of the stuff and write some of the things down that I can, some topics and stuff to talk about, and bring up find some guests that knows a little bit more about that particular topic. So that's what I'm going to try to do for the month of October. I don't know what day the 28th is on, but I got the calendar right here. 28th is on a Friday of October. Okay, 30th, that Sunday. I might do a show from the location. I know I said I'm going to do the Halloween special this year, but I am off, I think, for Halloween, but I can't remember if it's the 30th. I hadn't looked at my work schedule, so I'm going to try to figure out if I can do it on the 30th to let the people that's going to be going with us. We'll see. I got to work that day. Or we can actually go do the Halloween special after they take their kids trick or treating. That's one thing I forgot about when I scheduled it. I don't know what time they will do trick or treating around here where I live at. Most time it's just right at the very edge of dark, and it's only lasts like an hour, hour and a half or so. But but that's what I've tried to do that way. So my cousin is supposed to be coming on here in a second. Um, that's what. Holy crap, that was loud. Yeah, when I get phone calls like that, it does that. You going, you going trick or treating? To me, probably not. I don't think I'll get very much candy. Holy crap, that was loud. No, they told me last year, and I went trick or treating that they didn't want me to show back up with my costume. and I can't take it off, so. Hey there. Oh, you do have a blue wrench. Okay. So yeah, you can mess with the chat and everything. See, Jonathan, you do have friends call you. Yeah, that's through the Facebook Messenger. That's not through the regular phone. And she wouldn't call me if she wouldn't be kin to me. No, I really I do have some good family members, but I think Shasta, I think she's about the only family member that I'm a little bit more closer to than any other ones. On my dad's side, on my mom's side, we all really grew apart. I guess we used to be real close, but everybody's got their own families now, and they all moved on. We don't get together for Christmas no more. We always get together with the family we married into and stuff like that. We never had a family reunion often. Uh, Matter of fact, we don't never have a family reunion. And the Myers side, on my dad's side, we never do a reunion. We had one yesterday. Yeah. Uh, we had a few other things went on. So that's the reason why most of the time the family don't, the rest of the family is crazier than me. Yeah, they a little out there. I'm towards the trunk of the tree and everybody else is out on the limbs about to fall off. I'm too scared of height, so I'm at the base of it. Yeah, I know what that is like. But yeah, my mom's side of the family, I don't think we ever had a family reunion except for once or twice. And I also little one, I don't remember one of them, and the other one, I don't know if you can call it really a family reunion or not. But that's what about all the main equipment that we have is all the things like that. We got a lot of cat toys, and we did get buy some of these lights right here. They do work. We did buy these. I've got like 4 or 5 packs now, and they will work. But the thing is, you can't use flash on your camera towards them because it will set it. Excuse me, it will set them off. They are motion censored. It looks like a cat toys, but they're a little bit more sensitive than a cat toy is, and that's really crazy. That's crazier than me. I know. I have a large family. My dad's one of 12, and my mom is one of 18. Good gracious. Yeah, my mom and dad, they was one of 10 of each. Holy smokes, bigger than mine. 12 on dad's, 7 on mom's. That is big families. I'm one of 4 in my family, but my brother and sister, they was a stillborn, so I'm the next oldest than my baby brother. Uh, we don't have no kids. My brother's got 4 kids. and a stepson. And we don't have no kids. All we got is a pig and 2 cats. And a skunk hangs out in the yard. And it's nightmare thinking about trying to have a family reunion. I bet. Yeah, I got a pet skunk out there in the yard. And I think there's a possum out there too. I don't think he's a very big possum. I like possums. I like all the little wild animals. If they will let you have a skunk as a pet, I would get one distinct and have him in the house with us. I tried, John. I have a huge black bear in my yard. I tell you, I'd like to have a bear, but I'll tell you what, he'll be cold because I'll be out there shaving his hair off of him. I'll be making me a good sized blanket. What's up, everybody? How are you doing, brother? I'm good, man. I'm just chatting away for the night. I'm getting ready to do some research online and think about some new show ideas. Uh, I'm thinking about changing my show around a little bit. It's still going to be about the paranormal, but it's going to has a lot to do with like skeptic people and uh, different types of paranormal. I don't believe I'll get into the cryptid part because I don't know much about it except for the black eyed children that were I'm scared of now to go into the woods. But that's because I listened to Mr. Fedora that night and Mackenzie when they was talking about black eyed children, and I watched a video on YouTube about them, and now I'm scared to walk outside of my door. No, I'm just they do frighten me a little bit, especially that night when we went to Peggy's house and I had my camera up in the air and that light shining, and it looked just like something out of that. Yeah, Fedora will do that to people. Yeah, he got me scared. I ain't gonna be afraid to admit it. But no, I am going to try to turn my show around a little bit, do some different things. I still gonna have guests on, but I'm gonna have a guest to help talk about the topic instead of interviewing. We're gonna do a topic each night, and we will be sticking to the topic. There's nothing going to be uh, different that goes for any of my guests. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do one stick to the topic and the other, and we'll talk about everything else in the book. If you need any help, just reach out, brother. Oh, I will, buddy. I do I do have some questions for you anyway to help me do a little bit figuring out on what I got to get done. And I want to go hunt for a yeah, I do want to get y'all down here, Matt, and go with us over to Peggy's house one night and do that. I think mine knows now. Yeah, it's bothering me laughing. If Fedora is paying, I'm there. All right. I hadn't seen him in here chat tonight. I talked to him earlier, couple days ago, I think it was. He said he'll reach out to me when he's available for a show. I hadn't talked to him since then. I was on in his chat that night when he came on for, because I hadn't seen none of his shows in a long time. Matter of fact, I need to get a few other people on too. But these lights right here, Matt, that I was telling you about the other day, when I told you I bought some new lights, these here is they go on your valve stems of your car, on your car tires, and then when you go around circles, they're supposed to glow. But now, once I had put the little paper thing back in there blocking the little spring for the lights and the batteries, because that things will be going off in my box, and I'll be opening up the box or something, and the thing go off, and I think something done came home with me. So I leave them out in my truck now. Oh yeah, those look cool. Awesome is what the South calls. That's here we go. uh, yeah, we got 2 trail cameras out here at my house. My buddy, he comes and hunts on the land I live on that we own, and I ain't touching your. Okay, it was already called them. uh, so I'm kind of eerie about what we're gonna be seeing on the camera. Like I said, I watched another YouTube video where somebody put trail cameras out, and then they caught a picture of a woman out there, real scary looking, in front of it, out in the middle of the woods, out in the boondocks. Nobody don't know why. I don't have any up there. Laugh out loud. I think I wouldn't notice that. You ain't got no sense, Matt. You're real cool. I believe that's the reason why I'm sticking around the P3 program. I like the atmosphere, the family. You know, I think that it is growing so fast that time is trying to catch up with it. We have Michigan. No, man. Matt, dig deeper. Yeah, I got a guy I work with. He talks about the Mothman. I ain't gonna say there is. I ain't gonna say there ain't. I hadn't really done research on him, which that's one thing I am gonna look up one night when I just wait until my announcement next week on Wednesday. Laugh out loud. I have something big I'm working on. That's pretty cool, Matt. Man, I'm sorry I had to cancel the other night. I was kind of caught up in some things at work, so I told Squeakers asked me to fill in for her, so I couldn't get. I told her yeah, then I couldn't make it, so I had to send her a message back and tell her that I've been to the Mothman statue, John. We should go together. Oh yeah, I would love to go check it out. I'm gonna start trying doing a little bit more traveling probably next year or middle of next year. I'm gonna cut back on this year for a little bit rest of the year for on traveling as much. me and my wife does have a trip for next year around October, so I'm gonna try to plan everything around that, so that won't fear. I think we're gonna be gone for about a week or two or something. I'm not sure. Uh, so I probably won't be doing any kind of lives or be on computer for nothing or my phone or nothing. I'll probably cut my phone off until I want to call my dad. He's about the only one I will probably call until we get back off the trip. I appreciate all y'all coming in here. I know y'all got better things to do than come see me. But I was bored sitting here, got a lot of stuff to think about for the show. I do have a show Thursday night. If nothing happens, we will be having it. It is about abilities and gifts, stuff like that. I'm not going to hit on all the subject that I have uh, written down about that. It's mainly towards investigating with gifts, like investigating, and you can see, like you can tell that there's somebody there, and you can just about picture them and stuff like that, what they look like, and different things. Uh, how about how to go about using the gifts when you're doing investigations and things like that, and how to figure out that you have gifts and stuff like that. That's what we're going to try to do about Thursday night. And different, different categories. Uh, it's going to be a little bit different than what my normal shows is. Just getting people on and interviewing. I do like to interview because I do study about each and everybody, how they investigate and stuff. Like when we went to the battleship, I watched how Matt investigates. I watch how Mr. Fedora does his investigations, and so on. That's what I'm working on. That's the reason why I do a lot of interviews with people, so I can see how they do things, and maybe it will help me in my investigations and help me get some answers to the questions that I have for the uh, spirits and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I do get some good, amazing evidence, things like that. It's just that I want to get more depth into it and see how deep that we can get into investigations before we have to back out because the spirit wants us to leave the house or the cemetery or whichever case may be. That's what I want to do. I've only been in this for about 3 years, a little over 3 years. I got to head to bed. Much love to you and your family, brother, and everyone here. I appreciate that, Matt, buddy. Glad to see you come in, man. You have a good night. I've got tomorrow off, so I'll be home tomorrow. I got to work Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll be off Friday. We will be going live for the cookout. It will be around about 4:00, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I think some of my guests will be coming in probably around about 4:00, and I'll probably will be going live around about 5 while everybody gets ready to eat and stuff like that. I'm gonna go around with the camera and uh, meet everybody, let everybody be on camera that's at the cookout. I think that I think that it will be pretty fun to bring some the supporters on that supports the show. Uh, like my buddy Dwayne Baker. I've been wanting to get him on my show for a long time as a supporter. He's always in the chat, and I want to recognize him. I work with him. Uh, he really is a big inspiration to me. He has got people that found places for us to go investigate. So that's really pretty good. Let's see. Let's go to bed. It's good to learn new techniques and methods. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm trying to do all of this interviewing. Uh, Vicky says night to Matt. My cousin Shasta says night to Matt. Because Shasta, she can tell you about all the times, especially when my mom passed away, was all at the house. And I've asked her plenty of times about the paranormal stuff. I never even gotten into it. I always watched it on TV, but it's something that just intrigued me one night, and I got a little more interested in it. And ever since then, I've always been bugging her about, has she been here? Has she seen that? Has she done this and that, before I even thought about having my own group. So that's really what led me towards starting the group crossover, and it's really interesting to listen to other people's stories and how they got their answers to their questions and how they investigate, where they like to investigate the most. Me, I like old historical places. Anything from the Civil War is better for me. I can sit there all. I can take me a blanket and a pillow, and I can sleep there all night long if they'll let me. Uh, that's my biggest main thing, because I love to find out what some of these soldiers had went through and stuff like that before the modern day uh, basic training. You know, like how they had to during the Civil War time, how they had to do training before they actually went into the battle and fighting and stuff like that. Revolutionary War, same way, how they what their boot camp was like compared to what it is today. That's what I'm interested in a lot more of. But when I go find these historical buildings and stuff, that's me. I don't like change. I wish we could live in a historical building. I can't stand anything change. It just makes me sick to my stomach see change. I live right next to the Trail of Tears. See, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. There's a I like to go up to Cherokee. One of the guys I work with said that him and his wife went up there, stayed at the hotel or something over where they was staying at. I don't know what they was doing up there or whatever, to the casinos or see the Cherokee Indians or whatever they was doing. Said that they went to their room that night, and said his wife told him, said, we gotta go. Said there's all kinds of stuff happening, and they just left. I don't know if they stayed the full night, or they just got up middle of the night, or they just barely laid down and got back up. I never did ask him too much about it. Uh, I think that's kind of crazy to go somewhere on vacation, and then you have to leave because something there didn't want you there or whatever. That was pretty cool. I had 4 moderators in here. That was awesome. That was really awesome. I don't know what else. Fort Leonard Wood is right by it too. Yeah, that's where my dad done his basic at. One part of his basic. He done the other part down at Fort Bragg here in North Carolina. So he had to go to 2 places to do his basic training. That was back in the 70s, 68s and 70s during the Vietnam War was going on. I think he was uh, here in North Carolina. I think he was more into tanks and stuff like that. And then when he went to Fort Leonard Wood, he was in the doing landmines and building bridges and blowing them up after they got them built and stuff like that. I think that's how it was. Oh me, that's that's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah, he was an engineer. He was a combat engineer. What his thing was. It was supposed to be going like say to Vietnam, and they will build bridges so our trucks can go over them and our soldiers can go over. And then the time they got done, they're going to be blowed up so nobody else can travel them. And if they got to go back, they got to build a bridge back. Don't make much sense. All I know, he dug holes and unburied landmines and put the pins in them and uh, all that stuff. He drove tanks. He drove the uh, I think it's NGPC or something or GPC or something other tank thing. It's more or less like a troop carrier. Only carried like 5, 6 to 10 troops or something like that, and then uh, he got out all of that when the job came open. He ended up being the first cook, so he got to be special, and then he didn't have to do nothing else, just sit around and do whatever he wanted to do. When I found my group in 2006, 3 of us was soldiers in Fort Leonard. Oh, that was cool. That was awesome. Of not you. I know what you mean. Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. I might have to go to bed tonight and work on that, getting her on that StreamYard tomorrow, Shasta. Not unless you just want to work with her a little bit. I'm so doggone sleepy. It ain't even funny. Yeah, that's like I said, that's what my dad was when he was in. My uncle, my dad's brother, he was doing the same thing, but he was actually a photographer. He hung outside of the helicopters during the battles and took pictures. I can try to help her tonight. That'd be cool. Just let her know that I was got caught up on this live, and I want to go ahead and finish it here in a little bit. I've been on here now for about 2 hours. Uh, I'm just let her know I'll probably try to call her tomorrow around lunchtime or so to help her out a little bit more with it. There's a lot of haunted places on base there. Yeah, I would love to be able to go on base and do that. Our grandfather was a World War II vet, also. Oh yeah, uh, I want to. I've been to the World War II thing at Washington D.C. Me and my wife went back a few years ago up to Washington D.C. and I didn't get to go to the Vietnam Wall. I wanted to, but we didn't get to see much of anything. I wanted to go into the National History Museum where they have a lot of Civil War stuff. I could spend days in that place. I'm a big museum freak. Also, I love to see artifacts, things like that. He lost sight in one eye due to. Yep. Uh, it's just. It's just I like to go and see all different things in a museum, and I would like to go to the air museum up there where they got all the airplanes and stuff, but that don't get me as much as the part where they got the Civil War stuff in. You know, the I did get to go into the Vietnam part of the history museum up there, and I got to see some of the old Vietnam stuff, the flag, the one of the Vietnam bicycles, the original one that they had. Even one of the helicopters that they flew during Vietnam was up there. And that was really touchy because I can see my uncle standing there. I had an uncle that actually was in Vietnam. Uh, my mom's brother, her only brother that she had, he was there. He lived that area, and I can when I stood there and watched it, I can feel him standing right beside of me, telling me all about it. He lost sight in one eye due to snow. I like to go back, John. I like the mummies. Yeah, I like to go do all of it, but it's so far apart each museum, and it's just crazy how you had to, all the walking that we did. We stayed up there for a week, and we came back home, and I think we left out like on a Monday and come back on a Sunday, I think it was. And it was I've never been so tired. I drove up there and I drove back. And when I drove up I didn't see it, but when we come back, I saw the road that goes out to Manassas battlefield. Okay. My wife was laying over there in the passenger seat, sleep. And I had the biggest thought in my head about turning down that road off the main road just so I can go see it. I will never get that opportunity again to go somewhere like that. That would have been my best trip ever to go see that. Now I kick myself in the butt for not turning down that road and to go see Manassas battlefield where the Civil War battle took place twice. That will be an amazing thing. I'll still be talking about that, and we've been up there about 5 years ago now, probably. But I did get to go to Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia. That was a big, big, big deal. When I got out of the truck, I was crying because didn't ever think I was going to be there. That was really interesting place to go to. If y'all ain't never been, that's a crazy place. I walked on that place. I got out of the truck and stepped my foot on the grounds there. I can really feel the soldiers there. I can feel the people. I feel like they were standing there watching us getting out of the truck. Like, what's them fools doing? But that's what I'm going to start doing to the show. I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to start doing different things. We're going to have topics each night. I lost an uncle at Pearl Harbor, and a cousin was supposed to or no. He was really messed up when he came home. Yeah, my uncle was the same way when he went to Vietnam. Uh, he got where he started talking about it. You actually had to sit there and change the subject fast and pretty quick and hard. Because if you didn't, he would went out of it in a heartbeat. And that was really touchy subject. He never speak any of that around him. And that rock really bothered me because I wanted to hear stories. I never was lucky enough to get to be in the military whatsoever because of all the health problems. But I do support each and every one of them that's in the service. I want to hear their stories. I like to listen at their stories. I will never. I always want more from the veterans like that because they can tell you some stories, make your skin crawl, or make you story. They got stories make you laugh. The funny, crazy things they did when they was in the service. My buddy is telling about a guy that was in service that they all had to. They all got in trouble because one person there would take a bath. So they covered him up in a bed sheet one night and they took him in there and beat him with socks and stuff and made him take a bath. So, things like that, that's really, really, really funny to listen to and stuff. I remember my buddy talking about he's skinny as a rail anyway, and his drill sergeant told him to go get something to eat. They made him go in the line first, get something to eat, and said one of the drill sergeants there told him to get up. And the other told him, said, why ain't you stand up and sit down? He said he did that like 10, 15 times. And he said he told him what he thought. And he sat down and he ate. Things like that, what makes me go more because they tell stories. And I never had that opportunity to be a part of the service, That's like Matt. I listed some of his stories that he's told when he was in the service, when he's a CB and stuff like that. My buddy that's in Washington State, does baseball cards. He's a 20-year veteran from the Navy. He's also a 20-year retired Navy and 20-year retired post office. So there's a lot of people around me that has been in the service. So I truly support them 100%. When we do Veterans Day, I'm going to try to do a special day at a cemetery to find a veteran's grave and see if we can't get them to talk to us, see if they can tell us something. It'd be awesome if we could find one of their buddies that's still alive and can go with us to that cemetery and see how that works. Different things. Maybe we can get some different answers and stuff like that. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, everybody. I don't want to keep y'all bored long, so I appreciate you, Vicky, for coming in and hanging out with us pretty much about all night. Thank you a lot. You do mean the world to us, to the group, to me. I really enjoyed being on y'all's page. I've been checking y'all's stuff out. I like what I see. Y'all do good stuff. I've been watching and learning from y'all also. So I think that's what I'm working towards, to find out different methods and stuff like that to see how everything works and how different people investigates things like that to work it into my in my investigations, so it will help me out more as an investigator, and I can help my team out as spreading the stuff that I've learned from different people. Not a problem. I like it. It's just that I've always said it in the past, and I've always said it again, and I'll probably always say it. Different things that I can learn, it does help me out with the investigations. I do like ghost hunting. I do paranormal thing now for about a little over 3 years. I've started my team, Cops Crossover Paranormal Society. I started that about 3.5 years ago before it actually got where it is now. When I started off, it was just me and my dad. And one of the guys that I worked with, Michael, what I call Tape Boy, he's my oldest member that I have in the group. He's been with me since the second day we started investigating, and he's been with me ever since. He is the true oldest one of the group besides me and my dad. He is one of the original members. Then my cousin and my aunt jumped in, and I couldn't ask for no better group, no better people in the group. They are actually a pretty decent team, and I like the way they actually work together. Sometimes y'all don't get to see us working in working together by setting up equipment because we don't go live when we do equipment setup. We just normally go live when we start investigating. But everybody will stick together, just like the other night when we did that private investigation at that house. I asked Michael to come take pictures for us, and he was in another room doing a little special investigation, and I had somebody go get him and say, "Hey, I need him to take some pictures in here right quick." He got up and come right there and started snapping pictures left and right. Uh, I think we took over 300, 400 some pictures just in 2 rooms. So that's what type of go getters that we really need in the paranormal field. I know people say, "Oh, you take one picture, you take them all," but each picture says a lot about different uh, areas in the place. If you take one picture, he takes like 20 pictures of one thing. It just snaps so fast that it just goes snap, snap, snap real quick. I don't I don't know if he actually put them online yet. The ones that we took at uh, John Martin's grave, not the grave, but the rock house where John Martin built. We call it his house, the rock house. Uh, we was standing in the front on the other side of the fence because we couldn't get over to the house because the rocks are falling off the house. And he took picture through the fence outside the house, and there's a tree on the back side of it. I mean, on the side, and he took a picture of it, and he got to looking. So he started taking another picture. Then he took another picture, and then he hollered at me, said, "Hey, you gotta come here and check this out." I looked, and you can actually see something like an orb that started forming. It wasn't in there in the first 2 or 3 pictures, but it you can see it forming, and it'll disappear, and then it'll go out again. Then all of a sudden it disappeared. And he took about like 20 pictures of the same thing, and you can actually see it manifesting, and then go out through there and about 17th, 18th picture out, and you can see it just faded on out. That's what I say about uh, his ability that goes for thing. And that night when me and him was there at that house, we was in that one room, and we had them lights like this right here set up, and he took some pictures with the flash on and without the flash. But every time he took a picture with the flash on, them lights would go off. It never bothered the cat toys, but it will those lights right there. The balloon lights, it won't set them off, but it will them. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sleepy. But you just gotta trust in your group for one thing. I do know that, and you can't let just anybody in the group. You actually do gotta uh, train them a little bit. You gotta work with them. You got to make sure they're in there for that reason and not just there for the name. Hey there, Arthur. Uh, I'm getting ready to go to bed here in a little bit. Uh, it's just like I said though, you just gotta figure out different methods for different people and how they actually investigate. Like Arthur there, he's my history guy. He's our researcher. He knows a lot about stuff. If he don't, he will get into researching it. What's up with the training? Nothing but man. I'm just trying to go over the way having a good how you have good teams. Uh, you do got to train some of your people how to do something the right way instead of just like a bull in a china cabinet. Uh, you don't want to go into an investigation all live wired and stuff like that. You want to go in with one thing with your mindset right. Yeah, I know you are. Just wait when we start having name tags on there before we be on TV or going out in public. We're gonna start wearing name tags like we do at work. Uh, every time you come into a phone meeting, when we have a phone meeting, you have to have your name tag on. If you don't, you can't come into the phone meeting. But now, it's just you just gotta, like I said, though, you just gotta learn from each other. You got to help with your group, which I really got lucky enough. My half of my group's already well trained before we got hooked up. My aunt and my cousin, shoot, they had. I think my cousin said she had over 100 years of training. I mean, 100 years of investigating. She'll kill me if I say that. But no, I think she said like 16, maybe 17 years, something like that. Doing all kinds of investigations and things. And uh, yeah, you need teamwork and a little organization. I've been investigating for 47 years. Good night. Yeah, that's a lot doing this kind of stuff. You probably seen a little bit of everything though, hadn't you, Vicky? I, in all seriousness, I've got some background work done and definitely in different sides. Okay, that's cool, man. Yes, I'm old. Oh, you ain't that old. I feel old. I'll be 41 next month. So that's the reason why I said I'll about the 28th. I'll be off. I'll be working on my birthday. Three different sides. Oh, that'd be pretty cool, man. That'd be awesome. Matter of fact, I just picked up two, three more today up in the mountains. Turned 43 yesterday. Oh, that's cool, man. I forgot about you had a birthday yesterday. I didn't get the notification on my phone until about 20, 30 minutes ago. Oh, Lord. I can't believe you're just 2 years older than I am. Well, a little over 2 years. I'll be turning 41. Yeah, it's like I say though, it's really pretty good for having all you uh, people working together. You don't want to go into a house and set up cameras and stuff. What's that supposed to mean? If I laugh. Oh, nothing, man. I thought you'd be younger than I was. I'm the one supposed to be feeling old. I really thought you was younger than I was, man. That's what I really thought. Anyway, you don't really want to go into a house on a location to spend 4 or 5 hours to set up the systems and all your cameras and finding stuff out like that. You don't want to go in there. You want to be able to do your walkthrough first, uh, find out exactly about where they have their experiences at. Yeah, mine laughing out loud. Uh, you know, different areas. It's just a number, boys. Yeah, it's just a number, all right. But it's like I say though, it's hard to go in setting up 4 cameras, and it takes you 5 hours to set 4 cameras up. It shouldn't take you no more than an hour and a half at the most. Uh, it's just that you got to figure out how to get every single thing around and put up and get all your cords tied down so nobody just stumble over and fall and trip and stuff and get hurt. That'll be a bad day right there. Speaking of which, how interested are you in doing Tony's Den? Uh, I'm really interested. Just I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get around doing it. To be totally honest with you, uh, I've been hard at it at work. Been coming home doing a lot of stuff around the house here. I finally finished up washing the house. So I got 3 other things I got to do. I'll probably get one done tomorrow, and then Friday I got the cookout, and then Saturday I'm gonna spend about all day with my cousins and my aunt. I don't get to see them very often, about once or twice when we do investigations, and that's about it. So I am going to try to spend all day with them. Me and my wife will be, and my dad. Uh, well, my wife probably won't get to spend much time with them because she have to work. Am I invited? Yeah, you're invited, man. We're going to eat, sit around and talk for a little while, wait till it gets dark, and go and hunt for the boogeyman. I just ain't figured out where we're going to be really going yet. I want to go over to take my cousin over to Thor Road. Uh, she wants to go to the bridge. She's she's got her mind set on the bridge over there, and she does have a lot of energy that the spirits love to pull from her. She does get kind of drained sometimes, you know. Uh, it's just that she been watching us when we do videos there. She's been watching us, and then she said the other day that she really felt something other when she was watching it, and she said she actually wants to go to the bridge and maybe to Peggy's house. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out when we talk about it. Uh, I hope all the members of the group will be there because I do want to have like a little meeting with all the members at the cookout. Uh, it's to go over a few of the rules of the group and few special investigations for next year. We do need to get started first of the year to get in a couple of these places. Because Because if you don't book them ahead of time, you will not get into it. Uh, just different things like that. I don't know um, how many we be getting done, but we got to talk about how to uh, the group financial stuff. That's what we're going to be talking about, and all this other stuff that's coming on my mind about the group. So I won't get into that right now. We'll talk about that on Friday at the meeting. I hope everybody will have a good time Friday at the cookout. It will be at 4 o'clock when going to start the cooking them, and around about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame, we will be going out to the location for an investigation. Is it okay if I look into as an upcoming? Oh yeah, man. Just look up whatever you want to look up and get whatever information you can find on how much it's going to cost to get there, how much it's going to cost to find us to stay, uh, different things like that, and see how far it is from here. Uh, all that kind of stuff. Swing by early that day. I will help with the groceries. Okay, man, that'd be pretty cool. That's totally up to you if you want to. I ain't asking nobody for nothing except for bring their own drinks. And that's about it. But if you want to, you're more welcome to. Whatever you want to do, that's up to you, buddy. But I probably will be start cooking around about 4, so we need to get everything going and get everything ready by then. Nothing is in my area. I know I own the no maintenance manager. Okay, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, buddy. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We'll find out something other and see what everybody talks about, and we'll go from there. But I'm gonna head on out, y'all. I gotta go get in the bed. I'm so sleepy. I can't hardly hold my eyeballs open. Uh, Normally I would have done had a nap today, but I ain't had a nap. I've been up ever since uh 4 o'clock this morning. I think it was. I laid down for about 2 hours, 3 hours from last night, and then I've been up ever since then. Ain't been back to bed yet. But Joseph, man, you be good, and I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow if I get a chance. Vicky, I appreciate you coming in, hanging out with me too. I appreciate that, Vicky. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for coming in here and hanging out with me for almost 2.5 hours. Joseph's buddy, on the theater room on the top floor hasn't been walked in since '85. That's pretty cool, buddy. Everybody have a blessed night. You too, Vicky. Good night. Call me. Oh, I will, man. I will call you sometime tomorrow if I get a chance. Uh, like I said, I got about 3 or 4 things to do. I might get one of them done tomorrow. I don't know how long it's going to take me. So I did get my truck fixed today. So that's one thing I can mark off on my list. Uh, But yeah, I'll get in touch with you, buddy. Vicky, I appreciate you for coming in, hanging out with us. My cousin Shasta, I appreciate her also. She's been 100% right there. Matt, I'm I appreciate him coming in too. He's been one of my biggest supporters also, not just because I'm in the P3, is because that I think that he's actually doing some things with the group that I don't get to see much of because I'm always working busy on mainly on the times that he goes lives. I used to be in all of his lives pretty much every time he goes live, but sometimes I can't get over there. Jonathan, feel free to advertise your upcoming event show on the page. Oh, I appreciate that, Vicky. I appreciate that. You do the same thing for our page, crossover page too. Uh, you're more welcome to do it. Everybody else does. So you go right ahead. Anytime you got an event or you want to post something that y'all done, have at it. More the merrier. We actually got 330 some members on the group now. Uh, the other night when I posted the event for Ron Fitzgerald on there, it actually reached 1,000 some people, over 1,000 people. I didn't know I had no 1,000 people. I barely know 10, but I was shocked. I like to fell out on the floor. I couldn't believe it actually made it that far. Uh, that was about the most I've ever seen, but only 5 people commented, but it did reach out to that many people. Uh, I try not to advertise on other people's platform. I mean their page because I don't want to be tying up their stuff, their spots that they can be, something bigger. But I will definitely post some stuff over there, upcoming events and things. But we'll know Friday night after we do our meeting and everything. I shared it all over, hoping it would help you. I appreciate that, Vicky. I appreciate you a lot. You don't know how much it means to me to see you coming in our chats and things. Same way with Joseph and my cousin Shasta coming on the show with me. Uh, Help me out. It does take a lot out of you when you go live like this, especially when you don't have a co-host with you. It kind of eats on you a little bit. That's the reason why I asked my cousin to come in with me. Uh, I might do a special show one night when my dad be a co-host with me, but he will not talk that much. So I think everybody wants to see my dad on the talk show with us. You will get to see him Friday. Uh, Me and him's going to do a sit down video show at the cookout, and we're going to be talking to a few people around and see what got them interested far as watching the shows and different things like that, and see all that stuff. I'm gonna get my dad on there. I'm gonna get my buddy Baker on there. Get my other friend that I work with. She's is one of my partners that I work with. If my other guy that's out, she comes over and runs the machine while I load the trucks. Uh, she is what we call a floater, and I've trained her how to run the machine, and she's been my friend ever since. I guess we started around about the same time. I guess. Oh, it'll be good to see him. Did a lot of prayers for him when he was in the hospital. Oh yes, I do appreciate all the prayers and everything for him. He has made it further than what I really thinking he was going to do by himself, but he does a whole lot of stuff by himself. Uh, he's keeping up his medicines and stuff like that, and that tickles me more than anything in the world. He's really came a long way since May, the day I took him to the hospital, when I rushed him to the hospital. I mean, it was really, really bad. Uh, I was coming down the road 100 miles an hour, crying, hitting on him, punching him, trying to wake him up. More I did that, more he was leaning over into the floor. Uh, I couldn't even talk to the doctors. I was crying so bad. Uh, you never would see me cry that much, but it's something like that when you know on somebody you care about and you love and beside of you like that, and he's not responding to you. He didn't know where we was at. He didn't know who I was. Uh, that was a tough pill to swallow that night. That was really, really big bad news. So, but everything worked out good. Did have some amazing friends to keep us in their prayers, and uh, I try to do my best on the updates that through that week. Try to do my best to let people know how he was progressing along, and it's kind of hard to see somebody you loved laying there in the bed and they was tied down because they didn't know what they was doing. That I think that hurt worse more than seeing him getting sick. Uh, but you never know how much somebody means to you until it really gets that close. It's hard to take. Sticks with you. Sticks with you. You did good. I appreciate that, Vicky. I appreciate it. Uh, it's something. Same way with my mom when she passed away. That killed me more than anything because she took care of me when I was in the hospital sick. Uh, I have Crohn's disease, and my mom stayed with me every single day. I was like a month and a half in the hospital, and actually almost a little over 2 months, just about it. Uh, it was crazy. I mean, and when I first found out my mom wasn't doing too good, I didn't I didn't know what to do. I was kind of to myself. So you never really know until it really happens, and then it'll come all on you all of a sudden, and you don't really know what else to do. But if y'all have any ideas that I can do for the show, any kind of topics, just send me a private message on Facebook. And yeah, you feel helpless there, nothing you can do. Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that for sure. Uh, only thing I know to do is just be there for them. Just be there and try to do best you can. and I know you will be you will uh, benefit from doing your best, because they will know that you have, and they can go easier knowing that you are capable of doing anything that you can for them or anybody, because that's the way. Because I think I got up old enough now on my own and got married and moved out. Same way with my brother. And I think it was my mom's time to go to spend time with my brother and sister. You know, I to this day, since I think about it, I believe that's what actually happened. It was just set just perfect so she can go be with them. And one day we all will be. I will be reunited with my mom and my brother and sister and my dad and my grandparents all up above. But that's that's the way I feel. I mean, that's the way I've always known to feel, and I guess I keep feeling that way. But yeah, I appreciate y'all so much, and thank you, Vicky, for coming in. Like I said, hanging out with me. Uh, I am gonna go get in the bed. I'm tired and wore out. Yeah, that sounds like right. um, I can't believe I've been on here now for a little over 2.5 hours, and I had some amazing people pop in. Uh, it's like I say though, you just got to know what you know, and you can only do so much. You can only do what you can in the best way you can, and you will be recognized for it at the end. You know, I was at my dad's bedside up there in the hospital every night that I could. When I wasn't working, I was there. I called him on almost all of my breaks. I take 4 breaks a day, and every break I called him. After they finally got his hands untied where he can answer the phone, um, that was biggest part of the problem that was with me. I couldn't stand to see him like that. So you have a good night too, Vicky. I've really enjoyed your company. You have always been there for me. Pretty much, I think you've been here just about as long as I've been doing my show, or darn near close to it. Uh, I think that more I do the shows, I do pick up a lot of interesting people, and I do go check out their channels and their pages on Facebook and all the other platforms that they're on, and just to see different atmospheres of how people act and stuff like that. So I think that's really, I think so. Not sure though. But yeah, you you'll make it farther in the world. Just do your best. That's what I've learned here these past few weeks. Just do your best way you can, and don't really matter what everybody else thinks. You you'll end up going crazy if you worry about what all the people thinks about you or anything like that. It don't matter what anybody says. I know me, and that's it. I can only do me. I can only figure out what me is. You know what me can do. I appreciate it. Thank you a lot. And I will see you later if I can find the end stream button. And y'all have a good night. Have a good uh, tomorrow. Boy, howdy. That right. That's right. Uh, so y'all have a good Tuesday and good rest of the week, and I hope y'all have a good weekend. I hope to see y'all at the cookout Friday, starting about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably about 4:30 somewhere in that area. It's going on whenever I get the phone started up. Uh, and when most of my guests starts get coming in, I'm gonna try to get everybody set down, and we're gonna have a good little talk, and then we're gonna have some meetings for the group, and we're gonna eat. We're gonna fellowship real good, and get around and meet different folks. I'm hoping there's going to be around about 20, 25 people, but who knows? I had about 30 last year, only about 10 showed up. So we will see how everything goes. But I appreciate it. Thank y'all a lot, and I will holler at y'all later. Bye.